Let's journey into a fascinating story where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, and tiny creatures navigate our world in very strange ways. Our adventure begins with a mysterious electrical object approaching Earth. A young boy, Josh, observes it through his telescope. This small ball quickly falls into his aquarium, and to his surprise, it absorbs all the water inside. Josh observes this strange phenomenon closely. 3 months later, an even larger ball of fire falls into the water near Liberty Island. As the fire dies down, the ball begins to resemble a man in a white suit. He walks through the city in a very unusual manner, attracting everyone's attention. He is hit by a car, but instead of being injured, his legs are strangely twisted. When the driver comes out to rescue him, the man simply disappears. Later, this man stands in a deserted area. Suddenly, his ear opens like a gate, and a tiny man emerges from it. Using a rope, the tiny man reaches a small door at the man's feet, which he unlocks with a nearby button. Inside, he finds several broken wires and begins to repair them. At this moment, we realize a remarkable truth. This isn't a man or an alien, but an entire spaceship. 100 tiny humanoid creatures were controlling it from within. This crew is identified by numbers in the film. Crew member number 1 is the ship's captain, crew member number 2 is the captain's assistant, who will later become the captain, and crew member number 3 is in charge of systems. These tiny aliens control every part of the human-sized ship and report everything to the captain. The captain is informed in the report that the ship is out of order due to the accident. But according to Earth's 2 to 3 days, this ship will be repaired. The ship's tracking system was also damaged. The captain calls the crew for a meeting. We learn that they come from a planet called Nil, which is about to be destroyed due to a lack of resources. To save their planet, they need salt and water from Earth. That's why they came to collect water and salt from Earth's balls, but one of them was lost. The ball we saw with Josh was called an orb. They came here in search of the ball. Earth's salt can provide energy to their planet Nil for years. That's why they decided to come to Earth. Meanwhile, Josh sees a human-sized ship from his window and calls his mother, whose car collided with the ship. They approach the ship, and the woman apologizes to the ship. The aliens panic upon seeing them. There's no doubt that the ship looks human from the outside, but the aliens didn't know how to behave like humans. They were going to communicate with humans for the first time. They turned to Google for help. They would learn about human behavior, making it easier for them to communicate with them. The captain of the human ship tries to speak to the woman like a human. At the same time, police officers are trying to search for the mysterious ball. They go to the site where the ship landed. At the crash site, they find a facial mark. They figure out what the person looks like. The entire city is trying to find him. When the human ship tries to communicate with the woman, its high frequency causes things around the ship to break. To correct the frequency, the ship simply tells the woman, "I'm fine." Josh's mother, after dropping Josh off at school, invites the ship to her home. The captain of the ship, using a name found on Google, introduces himself as Dave. From now on, we'll call the crew, Dave, in the film. Through Dave's eyes, the crew members see a photograph of Josh, which shows their lost ball, the orb. Josh's mother tells the crew that Josh had displayed this ball at his science exhibition. Dave then traces Josh's location. Dave makes excuses and leaves. Crew member number 2 was controlling Dave's activities. He was often enraged by the crew because no one in the crew was following the rules and regulations. Everyone was doing things against them. Their commander requests the doctor to monitor the crew members' anger. As Dave was passing a park, children mistook him for an ice cream vendor. Dave went to a mall to change his clothes. He needed money to buy clothes. He scanned the money with his hand scanner and found the same print in the dressing room. Dave went to Josh's school. The principal mistook him for a teacher and sent him to class. Dave asked Josh, "Where is the orb?" He tells that some bad boys of his class have taken that ball from him. Josh takes Dave to the boys' house. They don't meet there. They return to Josh's house. Josh enjoys spending time with Dave. Meanwhile, Josh's mother asks Dave to stay for dinner. The ship's captain agrees, as there's danger outside for him. Crew member number 4 informs the captain that he'll be staying there for a while. The risk of the ship being exposed will increase, but the captain ignores this. Now, after dinner, they're showing Dave around their house. Dave sees a painting there. Dave admires it. The woman explains that the painting depicts love and emotion. Dave asks her, "How do we find love?" She replies that we already find it when it happens. Dave is shocked. Then he leaves, deciding to spend the night on the road. A man gives him a shawl to keep warm in the cold. Dave's captain is deeply touched by this. The aliens realize that humans are more compassionate and advanced than them. The ship stops here for a night, and Dave sleeps. Inside Dave, the captain tells the doctor that some unusual behavior is being observed on the ship. Afterward, the captain goes to the control room and finds crew member number 3 still working. She tells the captain that she found a file about something humans watch once in their lives. It was an American emotional film. The captain and number 3 watch the film, and by the end, both are crying. Afterward, the captain and number 3 go to sleep. The next morning, Dave's battery is only 20% charged. The police are searching for him. Dave goes to the park with Josh. After the train ride, he participates in a hot dog eating contest. After winning the contest, he gifts the soft toy to Josh's mother. As they leave, Dave sees some children teasing Josh. Dave turns to stop them, to punish them. They find the orb, the alien's ball. This makes Dave, the alien on the ship, happy. To celebrate Josh's mother's birthday, Dave invites Josh's family over for dinner. But crew member number 2 disagrees with the captain. He says that if we've found the orb, we should focus on our mission. But the captain says that they helped him find the ball, so we have to do something for Josh and his mother. Living with humans, Dave develops human-like emotions. Someone has a bad attitude, and someone has turned their room into a dance club. Crew member number 2 is angry and emotional. Number 3 was beautifully dressed, wanting to dance with the captain. The captain refuses because he was busy controlling the ship. Dave was also dancing with a woman at the party. Number 3 gets hurt and leaves. At the party at the hotel, the police arrest Dave. Number 2 becomes enraged by everyone's changed behavior. The ship joins forces with him and tells them to work on their mission. All the team members, even number 3, join number 2. The officers were listening to the aliens' conversations due to Dave's open speaker. The police suspect he may be an alien soldier. The police officers leave the investigation room. The new leader warns them on the ship that no one will exhibit unusual behavior anymore. Dave uses his hand pistol to break through the wall of the police station. He was leaving. The police fire at him to stop him, but none of the bullets hit him. An alien jumps out of the ship to escape the new leader's wrath. Through Dave's eyes, team member number 2 sees Josh and his mother at the police station. As per his new leader's orders, Dave proceeds to complete his mission. Number 2 was making Josh work too much. As a result, number 3 worries that the mission will be ruined. So she releases her real captain. The real captain and number 3 are caught and thrown out of Dave's nose. Now the little aliens were trying to escape from the humans and dogs. They see a plastic bag. They try to reach the ship by using it like a hot air balloon. The bag gets caught in the car's windscreen wiper. The wiper acts as a launcher, throwing them back at Dave. They apologize to the captain and number 3 and say, "If you're not with me on this journey, it won't be easy." Meanwhile, they go inside the ship. Dave stops a car so he doesn't waste his energy. It asks to go to Liberty Island. Josh tells his mother that Dave can't do these evil things, they must help him. The police find the little alien that jumped out of Dave at the police station. Seeing this, the police order them to pursue Dave. Upon reaching Liberty Island, the new captain, crew member number 2, orders Dave to activate the orb and throw it into the water so he can collect sea salt. Meanwhile, the first captain arrives and stops Dave from doing so. Inside, Dave announces that the captain has regained control. All crew members agree. As a result of Dave's fall, the orb slips from his grasp and falls into the water. Then the orb begins to absorb water from the ocean. The captain tries to stop it, but it requires a lot of energy. He no longer has any. They must either save Earth or return to their planet. The captain asks his crew for permission to save Earth. They all agree, because they've learned something from Earth, to love and help others. Dave uses his energy to save Earth. Dave's powers are depleted, and the police arrive. Josh, who is with the police, quickly recharges Dave using an officer's taser. As Dave recharges, his mouth opens like a gate. The captain and number 3 appear and tell the police everything about themselves. They say goodbye to Josh's family, saying, "We will obtain energy resources from another planet, but we will not harm Earth." Hearing this, the police put the little alien back into the ship. Dave prepares to go to his planet. A current flows through his body. As he ascends, the FBI arrives. They set a trap on Dave from a helicopter. Before the authorities can reach them, the crew gathers in a breakaway location, a lifeboat. This was Dave's shoe. Now they launch their rocket and leave. Only the ship and number 2 remain before them. They abandon them. In the lifeboat, the captain proposes to number 3. And that's the end of the film.